Hello again. I'm Dr. Nunez with Living Health. Today I wanted to talk to you about prediabetes. This is a condition that affects many people in the United States, something as close to 1/3 of the population, 34% if you listen to the CDC and look at their statistics on the A1C levels. So I get asked the question sometimes, Doctor, I have prediabetes. What can I do about it? So these series of videos that I'm doing are about lifestyle and what you can do with your lifestyle to impact chronic conditions like prediabetes. These are things that you have control of, decisions you make on a day-to-day basis in how you live your life. This is an area called lifestyle medicine. If you like these kinds of videos, press the thumbs up, press the subscribe button, press the little bell. It does help to get the word out. So, prediabetes. What is prediabetes? Prediabetes is when your blood sugar goes up to levels beyond what is normal, but not so high that you are in that diabetic range. This is something we see in people that eventually go on to develop type 2 diabetes. What is type 2 diabetes? That's the kind of diabetes that usually you get later in life. As an adult, it tends to run in families and the like. So prediabetes is where we catch that before it develops. And for those of you that have had checkups and check your A1C, it's called a hemoglobin A1C or a glycohemoglobin. That is normal up to about 5.6. Between 5.7 and 6.4, that level is considered pre-diabetic. And then above that, you're in the diabetic zone. Also, if you're just getting a sugar test, a blood glucose test, if you're going between 100 and 125 or so, that's considered pre-diabetic if you were fasting when you had that test done. And if you go above that, then it's considered diabetes for fasting level. And then there's also other kinds of testing like glucose tolerance testing and the like that is done. But most of the time, and when you look at the statistics on the incidence of prediabetes, they're talking about A1C levels. They're between 5.7 and 6.4. So what happens? Doc, what can I do? A lot. You can do an enormous amount to control this. You can make healthy choices in your food. Fruits and vegetables are important, believe it or not, even though fruits have a lot of natural sugar. So this is where the plant-based program comes in. Plant-based is the beginning, and then the next part of that is whole food, so that things are not highly processed. Why do I say that? Because a lot of people will say, oh, but I drink fruit juice, or I drink orange juice in the morning. You're processing the fruit there. Not only are you processing it by juicing these fruits, what you're doing is concentrating the sugar and getting rid of fiber. That's not the ideal. You're better off just eating the fruit. That way you preserve the fiber content of the fruit and you're reducing that quick absorption of sugar that's naturally in the fruit. So high fiber diet, plant-based diet, whole food-based diet is where it's at. Reducing your red meat intake and your processed meat intake. So if you like charcuteries, salamis, things like that, you have to be very careful with those things. And the red meat also will predispose you to prediabetes. You're predisposed to it if it runs in the family. If diabetes runs in the family, you're going to be predisposed to it. You're predisposed to it if your weight is higher than it should be. So what can you do? Again, the plant-based, plant-predominant diet that's high in fiber, that's whole, where you're eating the fruits and not highly processing them, that will get you in that direction at least, because that'll reduce your meat intake. Fiber tends to be more filling. Most of the people in the Western world, in the developed world, have a deficiency of fiber in their diet. People worry so much about protein. It's actually fiber you should be more concerned about, since more people are deficient in that area. And where do you get fiber? You get fiber from plants. Meat does not have fiber. So again, what is it? Dropping your meat intake, especially processed meat, limiting that as much as you can, and increasing your whole plant intake. That can be of huge help to get you on your way. So nutritionally, you can do that. You can also, if you're going to eat grains, eat those that are whole grains. Why? Because a processed grain can be very starchy, can be absorbed into the body very quickly, and the body will quickly convert that over to sugar. So the thing about white flours or white starchy things, you have to be a little more prudent with. If you're going to eat rice, you try to go with brown rice, with wild rice. If you're going to eat bread, you try to go with a whole grain bread, a multi-grain bread, things like that, instead of white processed flour. Again, see the trend? You want the whole grain, not a highly processed grain. And you have to be careful with the grains and the starches on the nutritional component. So high fiber, you get them from plants, fruits, vegetables, grains, and beans and legumes, which are going to be high in fiber. They have some starch in them, but that fiber will help slow down and reduce that glycemic index on that too. Reduce your red meats, reduce your processed meats. What else? Well, what are the other components? We're talking a lot about the nutritional side of lifestyle, but there's also exercise. Exercise is medicine. If you exercise more regularly throughout the week and you build yourself up to getting about 150 minutes or so a week of exercise, somewhere in that neighborhood, that will help you. Muscle tends to burn blood sugar, so for energy. So the more muscular activity you engage in, you'll notice that your blood sugar can be better managed. What other components? Stress in your daily routine. If you can reduce stress and be more focused on being balanced mentally, you can make better choices, and you also alter some of your hormonal balance in your body, and that can improve your blood sugar and prevent this from developing or throw you back into normal blood sugar ranges. Sleep is important. Another component of lifestyle medicine. Sleep, if you sleep throughout the night, one thing you're not doing is you're not eating while you're sleeping. 7 to 9 hours every night, natural restorative rest will help you manage your prediabetes. And then it's limiting other intakes that you put into your body, especially smoking. If you're a smoker, the first thing you should do is really quit the smoking. So if you can get that under control, then you could start to get other things under control too. Smoking will just magnify the risk of prediabetes and accelerate its process into your moving towards diabetes. So yes, if you do those things and you manage to control that, you can get back into a normal range of blood sugar. This is doable. This is all things that you can do without having to go to medication and have to have prescription medicines and advance into diabetes, where you will likely end up on prescription medication if you don't take control of that. I do have other videos, by the way, on diabetes and some studies that were done on how you can reverse diabetes with lifestyle as well, type 2 diabetes. So if you like these kinds of videos, please press that thumbs up, press the subscribe button, and press the little bell. And again, lifestyle, it's all about what you can do. You actually have enormous amount of control over the chronic conditions that people suffer from. So seize control of it. Go ahead, you can do it. And don't get frustrated. Remember, this is total lifestyle. This isn't just about focusing on one little narrow thing. And part of lifestyle is to enjoy your life. So until next time, I'm Dr. Nunez with Living Health. Bye-bye.